Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that little skit here in the intro, and if you did, give me a like down below. That'd be great. So I had fun making it. I kind of cracked myself up. If you didn't think it was funny, that's all right, I did. So it was fun to make. I'm excited today. I have a new piece of gear, and I apologize in advance for any clouds that ensue as a result. I have today an Astroasis Oasis electronic filter wheel, and I have the 7 by 2-inch model. They also have a 7 by 36 millimeter model, which supports 36 and 31 millimeter unmounted filters, as well as 1.25 inch mounted filters. And so I'd like to show you the product descriptions and specifications on those here in a little bit, but I'm going to get started with the unboxing of the 7 by 2-inch version that I have. Now, before I get any further, I want to give a disclosure that Astroasis has sent this filter wheel to me free of charge, and I get to keep it. And in exchange, I'm providing this introduction video, and I'm also going to be looking and providing my feedback. So when I go through the unboxing and the setup and installation and using it, I will have a series of videos related to that, probably 3. And I'm going to be providing you my experience on that. So keep in mind, it was provided to me for free, and I'm going to do my best to provide you my absolutely honest opinion. And I'm going to provide both pros and cons when I find them. And I'm going to share that information with Astroasis as well, because anything that we can find here that might be an opportunity for improvement on a brand new product is something that they would be interested in knowing about. My experience with Astroasis as a company has started with my Astroasis Oasis electronic focuser. It's an absolutely fantastic focuser. I have videos on that. I'll link above. And they're even more so than the quality of the instruments that they manufacture is their customer service. And it's been one of the biggest impressions that on me of them as their company is how much they care about me as their customer. And I believe that they do that for all of their customers. So with that said, it is really important to me that not only that the product works well, but that I enjoy and feel good about the company that I'm doing business with. I believe that I can wholeheartedly endorse, I guess would be the right word, Astroasis for their corporate culture, their company, their customer service. I've just been so impressed with all of that. So I want to make sure that you knew that that's my honest feeling about this company. With that said, let's go ahead and get into an unboxing here. I'll show you the product and we'll kind of move through specifications and I'll give you an in-depth look at it. Hey everybody, it's Doug from the future here, and I just wanted to jump into the video for just a second to let you know that while I was making the video, I was actually still waiting on some information from Astroasis because I asked them if they would be willing to provide a discount for my subscribers and viewers, and they thought that was an awesome idea, and they went and put something together in their store for us. So I have a little bit over a $40 discount available for you if you're interested in checking out the Astroasis electronic filter wheel. And I'll have a link in the description for that. And I'm also going to be linking in the documentation for the electronic filter wheels. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know I was able to work out a deal with them for you. And if you want to check it out, that link will be down in the description. All right, back to the video. All right, so we have our box. One of the things that I really appreciate from Astroasis is their product packaging and all the recycled materials that they use. And like their electronic focuser, their packaging is just really nice and clean. So let's take a look at what we have within the box. So we've got the packing list. And we have the filter wheel itself. It's USB-C. It is flat. It does not have any contours. We'll look at the specs here. I think it's 21 millimeters. I'll have to double check. All right, and we also get our adapter rings, M48 by 54. And we have, this appears to be like a light leak gasket and another shimmering. Those may both be for light leak gaskets. And then another adapter here, which is another M54 to M42. And this ring here, this looks like a spacer, so we'll have to see. I'm not exactly sure until we get into it what that'll be doing. We have all of our screws. This will be for mounting our filters and probably mounting the camera to the filter wheel, and accompanying tools. We've got the USB A to C cable. These are rings for, I believe these will be for mounting unmounted filters, which you can mount unmounted filters here. And it says on here, 50 millimeter filter masks. These are 50 millimeter filter gaskets and more gaskets. And then the other part of this unboxing is a LRGB filter kit. So let's have a look at these. All right, and here I have my set of 4 filters. I'll have to work on the SHO filters later, because mainly just because of the expense. But having a nice starting LRGB filter set will get me going. So yeah, 2-inch. Red, green, and blue, and a luminance filter. Now I think this is probably the same luminance filter that I already have, that I purchased separately for my OSC camera, but we'll see. I may end up keeping both of them just for how I'm using it, or I may end up selling one of them. We'll see. And yeah, I mean, these are pretty typical. We'll open up one of these. And have a look. Yeah, so here's your typical filter. This is the green 2-inch mounted. All right, and with that, we'll go ahead and conclude the unboxing portion, and then let me show you a little bit more about the filter wheel. All right, so I wanted to give you just my initial impressions on the Oasis filter wheel. And the first thing is that it feels very well built. It's solid. This is all CNC machined aluminum. There is a single screw here in the middle with several screws around the outside that hold the case together. So the front and the back shell of the casing. And then there are 4 screw holes here around the filter opening that are for camera mounting. And then I was reading that all of the screw holes are light sealed. The USB port, which is also the power port, so it's USB-C for both data and power, is also sealed for light leaks. So everything in the entire construction here is designed around being light tight. So let's go have a look at the specifications on this, and we'll just kind of peruse the Oasis website together, and we can take a look at this, and I'll show you some of the specs for the 36 millimeter one as well. All right, for the 7 by 2 inch, they have a product video here as well, and they spent a lot of time on development of this, and I think they were very concerned about meeting their design goals, and they wanted to make sure that the effort that they put into that resulted in a final product that they believe is precise and elegant, as they put it here, as elegant as a clock. And you know, honestly, the construction of this feels so solid. I'm looking forward to opening it up and taking a look at the inside. Yeah, it is 21 millimeters thick, and we can double check on the other model too for the smaller filters to see. I think that's the same thickness as well. Everything's built in, and as I mentioned before, the product is completely flat. It's a USB-C interface for both power and data. And they said that the filter positioning is precise and accurately calibrated, and they use a combination of mechanical switches and sensors in conjunction with the electronics in order to position the filters. Every filter has a mechanical base position, and then they have their driving method to keep the filter stable in its base position when it's loaded up. So there's a large central bearing that everything rides on, and that creates stability. In the center, there's a central screw that I mentioned, and both the front and back shells are joined via this, in addition to the screws around the perimeter. Everything around this is designed with anti-light leakage. And as I mentioned, like the USB port, everything has gaskets. You can use both mounted and unmounted, and they provided the screws, the unmounted, so you can use the O-rings for the unmounted filters. This particular one, the 7 by 2 inch, will work with 2-inch mounted filters and with 50 millimeter unmounted filters. In the 2-inch mounted ones, those will just screw in with their mounts. Let's see, it's compatible with all your common cameras, ZWO, QHY, and TubeTech, Player One cameras. I'm sure any others that are, as far as standard adapter rings and things like that, are going to work fine with this. I would assume that that's just the cameras that they've tested with. Yeah, you don't have to remove the filter disc when attaching the camera, so that the camera can be attached and detached without actually having to take the filter wheel apart. So its main features are the USB Type-C power supply and data port, and it does not require any drivers. It has ASCOM support as well as ND support, and it also has a built-in temperature sensor. It has a operating temperature of negative 30 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. The filter speed change is anywhere between 1 and 3.6 seconds in its fast speed. In its slowest speed, it's 1.8 to 8.2 seconds. And it looks like they have like typical use speed recommendations as well as like low ambient temperature use, which looks like it would be like for normal or slower speed operations. The weight is 825 grams. I think that's somewhere around 29 ounces, give or take. I'm not sure. And it's powered by 5 volt, 250 milliamp. So just off your basic USB power. And then its dimensional diagrams are available here. If we go and look, we won't go all the way back through, but they have the specs on the 7x36 here. And on this one, it is also 21 millimeters thick. And everything else is basically the same, other than the filter sizes that it will work with, which are 36 millimeter or 31 millimeter unmounted or 1.25 inch mounted filters are compatible with this. And again, this is compatible with all of your standard Astro cameras. So yeah, my first impressions of the Astroasis Oasis Filter Wheel are really good. It feels really well built. The tolerances, if you look around this, it's precision machined, and I couldn't be happier with what I'm seeing and feeling here. You know, tactile wise, I mean, it just feels really well built. So I think that's about all I have for this one. In the next related video, I'm going to be taking this apart and mounting the filters and basically getting this ready for setup, potentially getting it mounted on my telescope and getting the camera attached. So yeah, we'll see how far we get with that and where I'm at with my setup at that time. I've got a couple projects going right now that I need to finish up before I take things apart. And at that point in time, then I can come back in and do the next one. So I might do like an initial setup and testing video, and then actually do an install on the rig, and maybe a session video with using the filter wheel in Nina. Will probably be what I do for a third video to kind of wrap up the series. And I also just want to take a moment and thank Astroasis. Thank you for sponsoring me with this amazing gear. And I can't wait to get it all set up and use it. And I really appreciate the opportunity to present it to those of you watching this video. So Astroasis is representative of being my first channel sponsor. And, that's incredible to me. How does that happen? So, I'm just very excited, very grateful. So Astroasis, thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. And to my subscribers and those of you watching, I really appreciate you too. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for making this possible. And as small as my channel is to have a company believe in me enough to sponsor me in this way, it just means a great deal. So anyway, thank you very, very much. So if you want to keep notified of this and the future videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll get a notification, when these next videos come up. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. If you liked it, please leave a like, and I would be very honored for your subscription. That would be amazing. So thank you. My name is Doug, and this is AstroAF.